Let's look at how easy it is to customize the article section of a WordPress site. And when I refer to the article section, I'm talking about the area where the actual content loop for a WordPress site will show up. With Artisteer, you can set the custom preview image that you want while you're designing. You can pick from their library, or you can add your own image that you can load up from anywhere on your desktop. You can then go in and start to work with the shapes or the default settings for how that content's going to look. You can set the margins and the padding that will show up around that content section. You can pick some of the pre-selected distances, or you can also go into more padding, the option at the bottom, and you can custom configure it to the pixel. You can choose fill colors. You might opt for a border, and you can set the pixel width of that border as well. You might choose a different color. And you can even set a transparency level for this content section. So if you pick a bold color at first, if you add a transparency to it, it will help blend that in with the rest of the site. You can determine if you want a square corner or a radius and just how much of a radius you might want, again with some preset options, or you can custom configure it down to the pixel. You can add a shadow or a glow and determine how that's going to be located in the article section. It will be on the right or the left. You can then go and custom set the margins. For the left or the right. Each of these settings again has some preset likely settings, and you can custom configure those if you choose to. Working with character spacing is another option. These are all quick items that you can rapidly set or reset, such as left or right justify. You can choose the font color. You can pick from a number of these, or you can custom configure, type in the code, whatever it is that you might want to do when you pick that color. Similar options are available for the font, with hundreds of different options that you can choose from. The font size, and the style. And if that's not enough, there are many other things that you can do here as well, such as adding an underline, or giving an indentation, possibly just on the first line. You can change the line spacing and much more to custom configure that. You can set your H1, H2, H3 levels all the way through H6 and see how those will look within your future site. And again, you can custom configure all of these options: color, font, font size, style, and more. That shouldn't be confused with the header section of your article, the title where a blog article or a page title might show up. You can custom configure these differently than the H1, H2, H3 if you like, or you can make them match. Setting the colors for the links, the hovered over links, the visited link, etc. As you can see here, there's a number of options, and that coverall option to go in and pick and choose exactly what font options you want. The date information, the author information, and the edit information are items that typically show up at the top of an Artisteer design theme. You can add an icon to these if you like and pick what color that icon should be, or you could even upload a small image to function as an icon, which could include, for example, a headshot for an author. You can remove those items if you don't want them to show up there as well. We can custom pick which bullets we want from a large library of options, or we can upload our own icon for a bullet that'll be used on our future site. We can set the default table feel and look for a site to make sure that tables all appear uniformly. Same thing goes for an image if you want it to have a border possibly, so that every image ultimately has a common feel and look on a site. Or you can have that removed if you don't want that. Same thing goes for block quotes, which are called quotes in Artisteer. You can add an actual quote symbol, or you can strip them out and just have the text indented or flush to the normal content, however it is that you want to manage that. Specific colored backgrounds and more with those block quote settings. The footer section of the article, not to be confused with the footer of the website, can also have a different look and feel. Different background colors. You can set the fonts of the text and or the hyperlinks that show up in this section for the category or the tags. We can pick a similar color structure. We can add icons to help identify a category or a tag and help our readers understand just what those are, or we can strip them out and remove them so that they don't show up at all.